What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, I've got a lot of information I want to share with you guys, and we're going to get right to it. We're going up here to Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where I just received some bizarre video footage of the sky from here in the last 24 hours. Actually, I received a photo from Dale Lyons, who happened to notice these very long, low to the ground, what looked like roll clouds, some sort of a cloud structure unlike anything they'd ever seen before. I got photos from Dale. I got this video from Phil B. And here's a close-up view. Look at how low that thing is to the ground. Big old long structure in the sky that expands for many, many miles. And not only was there one, but there looks like possibly two, maybe three. But this one over here being the most defined and seemed like it was pretty low to the ground, maybe 1,000 feet or less, extending for many miles in both directions. And that's just north of Montana, right up here in the Calgary, Alberta area. And coming over to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Molly H. out of Peoria, Illinois. Another ominous looking sky. Looks like a darker version of a roll cloud moving through Peoria, Illinois. Quick update on the power outage situation over here at poweroutage.us. Still have 232,000 customers in Texas without electricity from the recent storm, the major ice storm that went through Texas, Arkansas, looking at 53,300 customers, 13,485 customers in Mississippi currently without electricity following the recent ice storm that lasted for the better part of a couple of days that extended through Texas and Arkansas up into Tennessee and obviously into parts of Louisiana and Mississippi. And speaking from experience, after being in an ice storm that delivered 3/4 of an inch of ice on all of our power lines and trees, we were without power for a solid 7 days, and we were a small community. I remember the power lines coming down off of the poles, and I remember a couple of the poles snapping off at the ground. They were so heavy. And that's the same situation that's going on here. So more than likely, the power could be out for an extended period of time. Speaking of the weather, it's going to get extremely cold tonight. You can see an Arctic front moving down into the New England area and parts of, obviously, southeastern Canada. I found a potential overnight low tonight in central Maine. This is the wind chill factor of negative 75 degrees. And coming over here to the live map at ventusky.com, this is for tonight during the overnight hours at 5 o'clock in the morning, showing temperatures. This would be the feel-like temperature of 58 below zero, 53 below zero, multiple areas of 50, 60 degrees below zero up in central Maine, very cold down in New England, and very cold over into, obviously, Montreal and parts of upstate New York, even in the Syracuse area, looking at negative 25 degrees, feel-like temperature. Very cold in the Boston area, possibly negative 31 degrees by 5 o'clock in the morning. Wind chill factors from high winds tonight, wind gusts of up to 50 and in some cases 55, maybe 60 miles per hour associated with this storm front. And coming over here to the Ghost 16, we're already seeing indications of high winds. Look at that, very strong offshore flow from the inbound Arctic air that's moving in right now as I do this video. Unbelievably cold temperatures in store for tonight, and may very well see some new records tonight as the wind chill factors dive down into the 60 and 70 degree below zero range. Okay, I want to take you guys now up to the friendly skies of Arizona. This is a video I did back in 2017. We happened to see a SpaceX rocket launched from the west coast of California. I'm looking west, watching this rocket come across the Arizona skies. This was again on the 22nd of December back in 2017 at 6:33 p.m. I'll fast forward it because we all know what it does. The rocket cruises through the sky, but this one was kind of unusual looking as it went out over the southern desert, and out in that area there's not a whole lot of population, and you can see it's got a downward trajectory. You can see it looks like it's going down, not up. It was just kind of an unusual observation. When you see a rocket, you expect them to be going up, not necessarily in a downward motion, especially out over the desert. But whenever you see one of those, a lot of times what will follow are these Starlink satellite observations. And that's what those rockets normally take up into space, are these things right here. And I get videos quite a bit. I just got this one out of Michigan from just a few days ago, sent in by Scott. At 9:50 p.m., they saw one of these Starlink satellite trains moving over Michigan, and they were unfamiliar with what they were seeing here, and I just kind of wanted to offer some clarity. If you happen to see something like this in the nighttime sky, 9 out of 10 times, it's going to be one of the Starlink satellite trains, especially a new one that just got launched into space. Here's another example. This one was spotted over Arizona. As this one here had extended out farther, meaning it probably made more orbits around the Earth. The first one that I showed you had probably only been in low Earth orbit a few hours. This one here, probably a few days, and they keep stretching out farther and farther and farther until they become hundreds of miles long. I have something that I want to show you guys that is not an example of a Starlink satellite train. And this is that one time out of 10 when you see something in the sky that kind of looks like the Starlink, but it's not. This remains in the same position. I'm not sure of the location. The video was sent in by Laura. I'm waiting to hear back on the location of this incredible observation she made in the nighttime sky of what looks like a small version of a Starlink satellite train. However, this remains stationary. It's not moving. To me, it looks like it's part of something bigger, and we're seeing only the backside of some sort of a craft that's sitting in the sky at an angle. That's pretty good size. That's probably at least 50, 60, maybe 75 feet long. And it's just kind of sitting there, not making any noise. Obviously, it caught her attention, so she started filming this as soon as she saw it. In the distance there's how far away it is. The original video on the left. Over here, I've obviously zoomed in to try to get a better view of this thing. And to me, it looks like a row of bar lights in the sky attached to maybe some sort of a stationary craft that's just sitting there in the sky, not making any noise. Here I zoom in ultra tight, trying to get a better look. I enhanced the original video format, trying to pull forward any features. I could not pull forward anything other than what we saw in the original video. Some sort of a bar light just sitting in the sky, not moving, not making any sound. But coincidentally, it looks very similar to a Starlink satellite train. This is one of those rare times where, like I said, 9 out of 10 times, if you see something like this in the sky, it's going to be much higher, but more than likely it would be a Starlink satellite train. This is one of those rare moments where it was not a Starlink. Looked like it. And when I first got the video, I'm thinking, okay, that's probably another Starlink. I get videos of them in the nighttime sky quite often. And I started this video out with yet another example of a Starlink satellite train. And this example was sent in by Jacob from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. I get videos from all around the world because these things orbit around the world in low Earth orbit. But that was one observation that I have no explanation for, some sort of a bizarre row of lights sitting in the nighttime sky. Have a meteor I want to share with you guys from here recently, sent in by George out of southwestern Oklahoma. Right there, a large meteor entered the atmosphere very briefly right here, turning night into daytime. Good-sized meteor over southwestern Oklahoma. Thanks for the photos and videos, guys. Keep them coming. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. If you have any videos you'd like to share that won't attach to the email for whatever reason, come over here to the homepage of the website, look for this red banner that says, have a large video. Click on that red banner, drag and drop your video into the red tab. Please include your first name, date, and location, and I'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.